Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to talk about Wizards of the Coast and how they are masters of deceit. Yes, that is what they are, because they make you look somewhere and then actually in the background a lot of stuff is happening. They do this well. They do this very well. While we're talking about it, we're gonna have a look at this, the official Magic the Gathering encyclopedia, and it's a relic from better days. I think it's from 1997, but then we have something to look at while we're talking about Wizards of the Coast. Why do I want to talk about Wizards of the Coast? First, because I haven't done a rant in quite a while. No, I'm not an angry person, but I think some things need to be said, and in that case, I'm a fucking elephant. I never forget, and that's not a good thing often, but sometimes it's okay to remember stuff, especially bad stuff, because that's how you learn. Wizards of the Coast, in my opinion, has done a great job in moving on from MTG 30. And all the other PR disasters, may it be D&D, may it be fireside chats, may it be, I don't know, cocktail parties. The big Cox is always out for a cocktail party, we know that now. Horrible Cynthia Williams, who quotes that encyclopedia, probably not only Wikipedia, to talk about Magic the Gathering, these kind of things. We have talked about this 100 times, and I may sound like a broken record, so I don't want to go into detail about it. But we all know how I think about it. I think it was shitty, and I think we should remember that they have done this not that long ago. What Wizards of the Coast does very well, though, is just keep you on your toes, release a set every 2-3 months, and actually... create FOMO every time they release a new set, and then they raise the prices, and afterwards the prices often drop unless they underprint the set, and that's of course what they do sometimes, so people don't get used to always having the prices drop after a big release. But then once there is a really big release, they do this. And then of course they introduce the serialized cards, and with the One Ring, I mean, it's the perfect example. The collector boxes, the normal ones are $320, and the normal ones, I mean, without the One Ring, which is of course only the International Collector's Edition. Maybe I should say it like this. So I've seen German ones for around $300, $320, Japanese ones, French ones, and of course in these boxes the One Ring is not available. That's why the One Ring English Collector Booster Box, or the Lord of the Rings English Collector Booster Box with the One Ring in them, is very, very expensive, and it's almost $600. In my opinion, they didn't even need Magic the Gathering, the 30th anniversary edition, for $1,000. They just sell Lord of the Rings collector boxes and a lot more, and people are still happy they are able to buy it at $600. It's crazy to me. And if you want to enjoy the game, if you want to participate in the hunt, go for it. I'm not one to judge, but I think it's a bit ridiculous that we complain about a product that is 4 boosters, old, nostalgic, for $1,000, but nobody is doubting buying a product with 12 collector booster boxes. Low value, actually. That's what I hear a lot. People are actually pulling a lot of shit out of those boxes, so the value isn't there, which is fine if you play with it. But yeah, collector boxes are for collecting. You can't really do a booster draft with you might be able to, but yeah, you know what I mean. $600, nobody's complaining. And Wizards of the Coast has perfectly shifted the view towards these kind of things. Everybody's looking at Lord of the Rings, everybody's looking at the next new product. Nobody cares anymore, and strangely enough, I feel a lot of disrespect still from certain players. I think especially the older players. The whole vintage market has shifted. We discussed this a lot as well. It hasn't changed, and it actually gets worse. It is what it is. And the older players, the players that have been there from the beginning, actually, they are still holding strong against Wizards of the Coast and not buying a lot of new stuff. But I get it. players that haven't grown up with it, that didn't think Magic the Gathering 30th edition was such a big deal, they still continue buying stuff. Makes Wizards the perfect example for just shutting up, not reacting to anything, and in the end, things blow over. That's how it goes in this world. They did this very well, so nobody cares anymore. And yeah, there are a few suckers out there like me that are not very happy still with how the market evolves. But yeah, I don't think Wizards of the Coast cares at all. So they successfully deflected the whole situation. It was really bad, I think, PR-wise. And I think it left a mark and it left a dent. But overall, I don't think in the end it will matter that much. The fourth quarter, though, was very bad for them, 2022. And I think that's interesting, and that was very interesting to see. I wonder, and that's a bit of a conspiracy theory, I wonder if they released the 30th anniversary edition to kill the vintage market, so that everybody, because yeah, of course it was devastating for the vintage market, and then everybody is like still wants to play the game, and everybody is focusing on newer stuff because vintage is so unsecure, and why should I put $1,000 in a rare vintage alpha beta unlimited card? If you just reprint it, then I pick it up for $5. And then everybody focuses on the new stuff, which at the moment happens. And I think Wizards of the Coast will have a very successful second quarter. Now, is it the third quarter already? No, it's still June is still the second. Yeah, it's the 6 months. So yeah, technically the product is still released in June with a lot of things, because the other products, in my opinion, didn't perform that well, especially March of the Machine. But of course they short printed the collector boxes and so on, so the value doesn't tank, and they were focusing on Lord of the Rings completely, which is obvious. They did a pretty good job. They PR wise, yeah, they didn't. At one point, they felt they need to address it. There was that one video by the PR guy. How's he called? Rasmus something? Yeah, okay, you know who I mean. And he, in that video, I used a couple of bits and pieces of that video to create samples, because he was talking about that it's not that bad, and everything needs to move forward, and it's not that they want to fuck with us, but yeah, it is what it is. Perfect. It was great. That was the only time they addressed it. Not even during the fireside chat they did really address it, like half a sentence maybe. But maybe they did it to kill the vintage market. Maybe they did it on purpose. They were hoping it blew over, and yeah, they just kept their mouths shut until everybody stopped whining. And now everybody's buying new stuff again, because nobody believes in the vintage market anymore. Would be very smart, and I wouldn't even think it is impossible, because they are really, really smart with their decisions, or they're really, really dumb. It's either the one extreme or the other. I'm curious what you think. I think just buying new stuff blindly for more and more money will lead to the exact same situation as the 30th anniversary edition did, that people will get fed up. I personally buy a box here and there, as you know, and I never would keep somebody from enjoying the game. So if you want to buy Lord of the Rings, it looks like a fun set, go for it. I thought it was very strange that I talked about buying a box and people were like, yeah, you have to uphold your values. Some people were like, yeah, buy it, enjoy it, play with it. But there were pretty harsh reactions out there still. Do you think, am I a voice for reason when it comes to not buying Wizards of the Coast stuff? I always thought I would be like pretty open about things, and I did not buy for quite a while, and I'm still not buying, but I'm not anti enjoying the game. I never was, so that was a bit strange to me to see, and I get it. I mean, I have a strong opinion about it, and if you relate to that opinion, I'm with you. But if I decide to buy a box to play Magic the Gathering with my friends. What we do like every 2-3 months, and we just enjoy evening together, and we have enjoyed the game together for 30 years. And they don't even care about the 30th anniversary edition because they are not even buying stuff or collecting. Then I don't think that box will do much harm, to be honest. And it's not that I'm buying like cases to put in to put on the shelf and hopefully get more value out of it later. By the way, the value of Lord of the Rings is horrible. Really, I mentioned it before in the video, but a lot of people send me what they opened, and a box of set booster box of $200, like with $50 values, $58 I think. Somebody sent me the cards, and that's still officially before release now. So yeah. I wanted to make one of those videos again, and I hope it's okay. I'm not angry at all. I think it is what it is, and I have to come to terms with it, especially if people out there don't care anymore and they just buy everything. I personally, that's what I still want to mention. Financially, how could I buy Lord of the Rings collector booster box for $600? That's almost impossible. Not even mentioning a case, which would be of course awesome, and which would balance your chance of getting something nice. I think that's ridiculous, especially if you see that they sell the same collector booster boxes for $300 in other languages, and the production costs are exactly the same. Doesn't matter if it's another language, if translation costs or whatever, that should even be higher if it's not English, to be honest, because the amount probably is smaller and they have extra translation costs. But in the end, yeah, so you already see what the normal price would have been if the FOMO and the hype and the wandering craziness wouldn't have happened. Then we would have had collector boxes for $300 because that's the normal price the others go for. It's funny to see. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Just wait. They printed so much of this. I'm 100% sure the prices will come down. There is a second wave coming. It's already announced. They probably have put the One Ring in the 7th, the One of One in the 7th, in the second wave, probably a 7th eventually, if it sells crazy as it does now. But it's not out there yet. That's a whole different discussion for conspiracy theories. Not only killing the vintage market, but manipulating the FOMO by holding back the possibility to actually get that One Ring. Do you really believe it is in one of those collector booster boxes that is out there at this moment, or it will come in the second wave or third wave or even later, or it will be in a bundle that's released around Christmas or whatever, because that's when they want another PR moment that somebody found it and they sent the last pallets to the distributor, so it eventually will be cracked. I don't know. Of course, all speculation, but I really imagine it goes that way, unfortunately. Let me know, folks, what you think. I'm curious. I'm really curious, as always. I would like to have a discussion about this. How do you feel about Magic the Gathering at the moment? Maybe that's a good question. So yeah, I hope you stay healthy. I hope you stay frosty. That's the most important thing. And I talk to you next time. Thanks a lot for listening, folks. Bye bye.